Hey there, welcome to Growth Minded. I'm Ed Hayes. My mission for Growth Minded is to build a community of leaders committed to cultivating a positive attitude, creating a love of learning, and choosing to develop a growth mindset again and again. To stretch beyond our current abilities will require dedication, effort, and a belief in ourselves, but the results include advantages including comfort in taking risks, striving for goals outside of your comfort zone, greater motivation, enhanced cognitive development across multiple areas of your life, less stress, anxiety, and depression, better personal relationships, and higher performance levels. So if you sound interested, please hit that subscribe button and welcome to the Growth Minded community. In today's episode, I'll show you a budgeting tool that I created and walk you through how you can use it so you can grow your savings in 2021. So the growth mindset covers all areas of life and finances are no exception. So my goal for the growth minded community is to have a tool that you can leverage to become a savvy saver and grow your savings by 2 or 3 times in 2021. So I created this tool back in 2019 and I've used it for the last year and a half. I have a end of the month and end of year savings goals as well as monthly and annual projected expenses, and it helps me meet these savings goals by leveraging this tool. So I'll walk you through how you can use this tool to create your own end of the month and end of the year goals, then walk you through the visual piece as well. So let me share that with you guys right now. So what you're seeing is an example of a annual budget. So from January through December, I broke things down in terms of try to make it simple, additions, potential savings, expenses, and total expenses. So in the green, these are your end of the month savings goals. In yellow, this is your end of year savings goal. In blue, that's your end of the month projected expenses. And in red, this is your end of year projected expenses. So your end of the month savings goal for January into February is $5,700. Your end of the year savings goal is about $13,000, which doubles your savings from the beginning of the year. Your end of the month projected expenses is about $2,300, and your end of the month projected expenses, or I should say your end of year projected expenses, is about $27,000. So I understand times are tough and the economy hasn't been kind to a lot of folks. So the income piece, that may be something that you can't control, but the expenses piece in terms of groceries and then other spending, there's definitely some variable expenses. And my goal is to to teach you how to become a savvy saver. So I'll walk through January and February and then summarize the end of the year before going into the visual piece. And you can change and edit any of these cells. You can add columns, you can add rows to basically customize this to your lifestyle. So I just picked out some arbitrary numbers. So starting the year off, let's say you have $5,000 in your savings, and let's say you were projected to make another 3,000 bucks. Let's say you're working for a company. Um, so at the end of the month, at the end of January, you're projected to save 8,000 bucks. Those are your potential savings that you can have. But obviously, with life, there are expenses. So I have 7 different expense categories, including rent, utilities, phone, car insurance, loans, groceries, and open spending. This is an open category for, let's say, clothes or food, nights out on the town, stuff like that. So at the end of the month, your total expenses is going to be about 2,300 bucks, and this is just by summing up these 7 categories. So let's say you hit everything on the head with this. In February, your end of the month savings will be $5,720, and then the same logic for the next month and throughout the rest of the year. So with that said, let's say you do everything that this budget says. At the end of the year, your savings will be about $13,000, and you would have had spent $27,000 throughout the year. So your savings will have doubled by the end of the year, assuming that you follow this to the T. However, what's cool about this is that you can edit this like groceries and open categories. You can increase or decrease your income. You can increase and decrease again to customize it to your lifestyle. Same with phone, car insurance. I don't know all the details, but this is a very helpful tool that can help you, again, become a savvy saver and increase your savings by the end of 2021. So before I jump into the year-over-year kind of weekly spending summary, for me, I use like groceries and open spending. I use this as my kind of target expenses for the month. So this is where I kind of have variables if I want to increase it or decrease it. So let's say in January, my goal is to spend $1,200 between groceries and then activities that I like to do. So let's say $1,200, that's my goal for January. Let's say there's 4 weeks in January. So each week, I have a weekly goal to spend, let's say, $300. So that's kind of the logic that I'm taking into this category. So let's say in the first week of January, I spend $300. My goal is $300. So my average spending is $300. And that's what we're seeing in this bar chart. The orange is your spending. This line across the top, that's your goal of 300. And then these lines right here, that's your average. So let's say in week 2, you spend $150. Your goal is still, let's say, $300. And so your average will actually change. It'll drop down to $225. And then the same logic for week 3, spending about 200. Your goal is 300. So your average jumps up to $267. So if you'd like this tool, if you want me to share this with you, I can certainly do that. And I walk through the end of the month savings goals, end of the month projected expenses, end of year savings goals, and finally end of year projected expenses. So like I said, growth minded is all about growing in all areas of your life. So I hope that you can leverage this logic, you can leverage this tool to become a savvy saver and grow your savings by 2 or 3 times in 2021. So if you're interested in this tool, if you'd like me to send you this template, comment below, reach out to me on the side, and I can definitely share this email with you directly. So I'm Ed Hayes. This is Growth Minded. Thanks for listening. Hit that subscribe button before the video ends and share this across your network. I appreciate it. I'll have another new episode for you next Tuesday. Don't miss it. Thank you.